My name is Sean Towner. I grew up in Bolingbrook. Been out here pretty much my whole life. My mom was a single mom. She took care of me, two of my brothers. It was tough for her. She had to work a lot, which didn't allow her to be around as much as she wanted. So that caused, it led to me going outside a lot, spending a lot of time with friends, probably people I might not should been hanging with, just leading to a lifestyle of just doing things that weren't always good decisions. It led to me smoking and drinking and just getting in trouble with the law every so often. I had my first son when I was 15 years old, and just being so young, it didn't really hit me that I actually had a son. So I continued my same lifestyle. I was still smoking, still drinking, still getting in trouble. Fast forward 10 years and I got in another relationship, and I had my second son. I had Elijah. Having him, it kind of woke me up a little bit. I knew there were things I needed to change in myself. Unfortunately, his mom, she didn't see the changes she needed to make. She would leave him at school sometimes. I get calls from the school that he was still at school after school hours. Things like he would tell me himself that he wouldn't go to sleep until 2 o'clock in the morning on a school night. He just needed a better influence around. So I got custody of my son, and after getting custody of him, it just really led to a lot of life-changing moments in my life. I went to church occasionally, maybe a couple times in my whole life. I really didn't know much at all about Christ or church or anything in that sense. I knew Emily and Natalie, and when they invited me to come to church and just being in that environment, and I knew it was good for me and it was something I really needed. I want to say like early September was the first time I went, and when Pastor Steve says his prayer at the end and he has them whoever wants to raise their hand, and I knew, when I raised my hand, I just felt that was definitely, he was speaking for me on that one. I want to say I've only missed like 2 weeks since I've started going. I just love going, and with the times now, it's like I really miss going to church. And I knew Dave from college days, playing basketball and everything. And he just welcomed me right away. He invited me out to dinner groups. And I want to say I went to like 2 in a row, and I was like, I'm gonna make this my thing to make sure that I'm going here and taking the time to invest in these new relationships and just meeting new people and forming new bonds with people. When Freedom Group started, I was really looking forward to it, because it was more of getting involved in the Word and seeing what Christ is, who Christ is, and what He wants for us. Yeah, that was definitely a really good experience for me. My perspective it's changed like completely, a complete turnaround of just my relationships with people, how I see the future, how I see the present. Just a complete change of how I see the world, I would say. I'm proud of my son because he's so tough. He's lost his sister, for me, having to tell him that he was stronger than I gave him credit for. And he makes me proud. He's a hard worker. He loves sports, which makes me proud. I love Yeah, he's great in school. Just a great kid. Since I've accepted Christ, me and my son, actually on the same day, we both got baptized on the same day, which was awesome. It's definitely impacted how I am as a father. Of course, no one's perfect, so I still have my moments, but I also have my moments where maybe in the past I would have got angry, or I would have went a certain direction, to where now I'm more cognizant of what I'm doing and how it's affecting him. So I'm everything, I try to do everything I do as Christ would. Of course, nobody can, but I honestly try as hard as I can to do everything the right way. What I'm hoping for going forward is just continuing my walk with Christ. For Elijah, he loves going to church. Since day one also, he's just loved New City, so I want him to continue to build his relationship with Christ also. I've had conversations with people at work, just regular people, friends of mine, that I would have never had conversations about Christ and church and all of that I would have never had before. I know that will continue. And just keeping God number one.